Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. I'm going to click play. We're going to dive right into this run. Actually, the final video I'm recording before I go off on my holiday. And basically, I was in the middle of packing my bags. And of course, that means I was looking for some sort of way to procrastinate, to drag things out. So, yeah, it's true. But I was actually thinking that, hey, I still want to be able to do this fusion while I'm on holiday, right? That's still going to be important to me if I can find the time, but finding the time is going to be something difficult compared to, my usual routine where we've got absolutely plenty of time to be doing this stuff. So it might actually be better instead of farming higher level dungeons, which is what I normally do, farming stage 24, 25. Is it better to just go back to stage 20 to knock things out as quickly as possible? And if so, well, how the heck do I do it? Because I'm completely out of touch. It's been so long since I farmed any of these dungeons. So we're going to go through every dungeon today. I'm going to show you my speed teams. So here we go. This is actually the dragon team I put together, about 48 seconds or so. Obviously, it's a bit slower on mobile, a bit faster, unlimited frames on PC, a bit slower because I'm recording. We maybe lose a second. But a Royal Guard, a Cold Heart, Lydia, Prince Kaimar, and a Seer. You're going to see a lot of the same champions, guys. Basically, this is what I did up. I took the actual stats from the game files from Bobo, actually collated the average points per energy spent. So this is, if you spend 1,000 energy, this is how many points you would expect to get. So you can see in stage 11, 800 for the tournament, 690 for Dungeon Divers. Stage 16 gets better. 970 for the tournament and 770 for Dungeon Divers. In fact, for Dungeon Divers, stage 16 gives you the best return on your energy, though perhaps not the best return on your time. Stage 20 gives the best points by far for the tournament, and it's just under second best for Dungeon Divers. Stage 24 is still pretty good for both. And then actually stage 25, this kind of surprised me. It takes a huge dive. It is actually the worst stage of these few stages, which are the best ones, for Dungeon Divers. So it's the worst of the best, which is kind of nutty. So yeah, this kind of was leading me to go, okay, well, in terms of energy spent, I think stage 20 is going to be the way to go then for me. So that was my dragon stage 20. Actually, let's jump into Ice Golem. I can show you from here. But yeah, kind of nuts, right? So here we go. You're going to see these teams one by one. So this was dragon, and you can see the stats for these champions. Royal Guard, he's just set up to not use takedown on wave 2, and then to open with his A1 takedown there. These are his stats. I've got lots of Royal Guards built for Hydra, so this one's a bit slow for Hydra, but it works well for this. Cold Heart is just going to A1 the waves, and then she will priority 1 Heartseeker. But she's going to open with Flurry of Arrows, just because we're not going to have decreased defense and weaken. Lydia just does whatever. Kaimar, just turn off his A2, A3 wave 1, and priority A3 and the others. And Seer can just priority on Karma Burn. In fact, she should probably be set to priority Karma Burn right there. Don't think it hugely matters. Presets here. This is going to be our Ice Golem team. 2 Royal Guards this time. Just all prioritizing takedown. Lydia does her thing. Kaimar, same thing. Just turn off his stuff on wave 1 and then Seal of Magic. And then Brogni just does whatever. This one is pretty spicy. I'm not going to lie. This team gets pretty spicy because one of my Royal Guards has Relentless gear. Which is kind of dangerous because sometimes he will pop off and do his abilities in completely unpredictable orders because of Relentless set. And yeah, that can get us into some trouble on this boss. Obviously, whenever we push the boss past specific thresholds, he does his Retaliation Strike, and that can absolutely rip us apart. One of the funny things too is that Brogni's shield, the damage reflect, can trigger that as well. So one thing that often seems to happen on these runs is that now, here he goes with an extra turn. Uh-oh. Okay, we're actually fine, though, because we didn't have Lydia's move out. Is that he can actually trigger one of his revives. Lydia, here he goes. He might do it here. Didn't happen quite this time, but sometimes on that first one, if my Royal Guard hasn't messed up his takedown, he'll actually do Frigid Vengeance. Lydia will block the revives, so then the Brogni damage reflect triggers the second Frigid Vengeance straight away. So we just go sort of back to back to back. It gets kind of nutty, to be honest. All right, here we go. So we might just one-shot the boss here. Boom. Yeah, we do. Bang. So 1 minute and 6 seconds. That's actually the fastest. First time I ran it on the PC. But yeah, so that works pretty well. It's sketchy with the Royal Guard. Like I did a few test runs of this because it seems the most sketchy one. They always won There was a couple of times where Brogni soloed the end of the boss at the end, but he's really good at soloing the end of the boss because he heals himself. He's basically invulnerable when he has his shield on. So it does seem to work consistently, but we'll see. If you guys have suggestions or teams of your own, I'm very curious. The Spider's Den you probably saw in the Cold Heart video yesterday. This one is the most consistent and the most stress-free, really. So it's just Lydia, 2 Royal Guards, and 2 Cold Hearts. So there we go. And they just all open with their max HP nukes. And I guess we should set Lydia to open with Siren's Well, in case for some weird reason she didn't, but of course she always does. But yeah, this one is very snazzy. I think one of the issues, it would be better if I had a single target decreased defense and weaken. Just because we lose some time due to the animations or also the speed tuning. You see right here, we lose like a couple of seconds because we got to wait for those little spiderlings to spawn in before Cold Heart goes. So the way to fix that would be if the Cold Hearts were faster than that last Royal Guard, so it didn't matter, the spiderlings wouldn't die or something like that. But that's just super fast. I think I'm actually going to be back by the time the Spider tournament is on, but I know I can rip through it in literally no time at all. So that one is a really fun team, actually. I know this was a huge thing. Like back when the game, when I was originally playing, of course, these speedruns for level 20 dungeons were a big thing. It's just something I never hugely got into. You know, by the time I was even capable of doing sort of speedruns on my account, Dungeons 25 would come out by then, so it was kind of different. So here we go. This is a seer setup. Again, the same sort of thing. With the Cold Hearts, just turn off their things and let them do what they want on round 3. Same thing here. I think I've got some speed issues with this team, so this one is like the same. And with Lydia, we'll just turn off her A3, so she opens with her A3 on the boss. So this one doesn't quite work. I think it should work, but it doesn't quite work. You'll see that it tends to go wrong. And I think the issue with this particular team is that because compared to, I think this is a team people used to run, I'm pretty sure. But compared to back then, people were running things like Evil Eye on Lydia. Now, my Lydia has been Respect for Hydra. She doesn't run Evil Eye because Evil Eye doesn't do anything for Hydra. So she doesn't push back the turn meter right here, which means that, look at this, he gets his shield up literally right before Cold Heart's about to hit him with a Heartseeker. And then Lydia misses her decreased defense into the shield. So this one doesn't quite work. I think we could maybe fix it. Let's see if we can throw a quick glyph onto Cold Heart. I don't think that will break anything that I normally use. But that's definitely like some sort of problem. One interesting thing as well is the Cold Hearts, their AI, they won't do Heartseekers back to back until he actually builds up some turn meter. Now, it's not a huge deal, but it's just something to note. And I did prioritize Seer to do her Karma Burn, which might not always work. So this one is not amazing. I mean, it's still going to kill the boss in about a minute. But yeah, like these runs aren't necessarily faster, that much faster than my stage 24 or 25. So for example, I farmed stage 25 Fire Knight almost as fast in 1 minute. Almost as fast. Dragon 20, maybe 47 seconds. Dragon 24 is like 46 seconds. Like I'm almost as fast. Spider is slower because of HP burn. 14 seconds versus, well, 32 is my fastest ever. It's not usually that quick. And then Ice Golem is quite a bit slower, like 1 minute versus, well, 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. Again, it's not usually that fast though. Let's throw a quick thing on and see if we can, see if we can fix this. But yeah, I just thought it was fun to really dive back in. And this is a sort of thing that other people will be expert on. She's the faster one. I think she does not have a speed. Oh, she does. Do I have anything I can glyph for speed? I could. Oh, wow. Wow, this weapon's really good. There you go. Sure. 3 more speed? I wonder if that's enough. We could obviously calculate it out. So that puts her to 215. Gosh, I've no idea. Yeah, there's not much else we can actually glyph for speed. Let's just see if this works. Now, sometimes my Seer's actually not built that well, so sometimes she does one-shot it. So, I don't know. I'm automatically going to the other stage. Man, I think it's actually a thing where I just would need to remaster Lydia to have Evil Eye. And I just don't think that's worth it for me, so... Yeah, but it's just so much worse for dungeon divers with Fire Knight farming 25. I guess the good thing is that the Fire Knight dungeons it's really good for gear, so I don't mind so much doing it at the higher level. But just for these sort of situations where you want to get it done like as quickly as possible and as energy efficiently as possible, Let me see. I think she's still too slow. Yeah, she's still too slow, so that didn't fix it. Yeah, so it's either upping the speed of everyone might help, or I really do think it's just that one mastery change, pushing him back 5% turn meter, and I think it's totally good. Oh well. So I mean the run still works, it's just a bit clunky. Like some of those heart seekers got kind of wasted. Oh well. Anyway, there you go, guys. I hope that was sort of interesting. Just a quick little video. Again, these are not like perfect teams, as you can see, but these are just the teams that I actually have, the champions lying around now that I've built up over the past while, and returning to looking at some of these stage 20 dungeons as something a little bit different. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you guys run teams that are like this? Yeah, thanks for watching, though. I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.